Alex.
Antoine.
Tomorrow's 2020. Hey.
Sure is.
We're going into the new decade with our new podcast. And what's this podcast about? Well, it's Playing the Artist. And what's Playing the Artist about? Well, we're just two artists trying to figure this out. Just playing the artist. I'm Antoine Marchildon, and joined as always is Alex. And I'm gonna cut you off there, Alex. I
didn't even get started.
I know. I saw your lips about to move. I was like, I gotta stop them. I just wanted to say, fuck you for forgetting, and I love you. We're supposed to have a stream before Christmas, but Alex forgot.
Yeah, I have a question. You got
questions
on your script?
Yeah.
There's I don't know if you write this, but there's like little parts where you stop and you like almost talk to me as if I'm supposed to respond, but then you just keep going.
Oh, do I? I think that's
because
the way I read. I think it's because the way I read. Because I read, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm such a bad reader.
No, you write in parts where it's like, you're like, hey, it's 2020. Micro pause. And then right as I'm about to like say some, I don't know, you expect me to say something. Then you just move on.
I don't know. I just like to hear my own silence. Maybe that's why I'm just a hypocrite.
Oh, okay.
It's like hearing the dead silence of. I just like hearing the aftermath of my voice.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, we got through that intro.
This podcast has been pretty much like a big figuring out thing, and I think I know what our podcast is about now. Even though we started it and we had intentions, I think this is coming down to just like game art in general. Like not in general, but like the stuff you want to do, it's related to games, and the stuff I'm trying to do and want to do, it's related to games. But we're taking a bulk brunt of the load, and we're kind of, I don't know, it's like this weird kind of like hybrid kind of art game designer kind of thing going on. You know what I mean? I think that's what our podcast is about. And what do you think? Is that just me?
Yeah, I think it's always game related. I think it's always has been game related. I think sometimes I don't know, maybe people are interested in like life as an artist, but I think sometimes we talk about it too much. And I don't know how exciting it is to people.
That's the thing.
You aren't.
When you explained One Fantastic Week to me, I thought that was the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, One Fantastic Week is just, two nerd dads that make fantasy art. You know? And one is old school and one is new school. That's essentially, right?
Yeah.
Even though I think Pete's older. Is Pete older? I can't remember.
No, Pete's younger.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
But when you told me that, I was like, who? Like, what's such a weird thing? Like, who would want to listen to this? And like, they're a very popular and large community, and the only thing they focus on is like career and finances and like Kickstarters and Patreons and websites and orders and mailing things.
Yeah.
So there has to be schmucks like us out there. Sorry, I shouldn't say schmucks. Handsome people out there that are like, hey, I like making art, but I also like to be a part of kind of games and make games and have ideas for games, but I still have the skill to make my own artwork and stuff like that. You know what I mean? There's people out there, because there were like a friend at college, Dustin. Do you remember Dustin? Big Dusty?
Big Dusty?
I
feel like I remember a character like Big Dusty.
Yeah, he's ginger, big beard, long hair, super tall, super nice.
No.
And glasses, and he was very good at drawing, but he was really good at design as well. And
are you sure you didn't go to like your high school or something?
I graduated with 4 people.
Did he graduate with you?
No, you fucking asshole.
Oh,
I said in college, and you're like, in high school? I graduated with 4 people, so I know who I graduated.
in high school or college?
High school.
Okay. Well, I didn't graduate with you in either of those establishments, so I don't know.
Well, I said high school, right? And you know I come from a small town. No?
Yeah, that's for sure. I can sure tell.
Ugh. Sorry, I'm all uppity because I still.
Yeah, why are you so uppity?
I'm all uppity because of.
Because I stood you up a week
No,
ago?
nah, I'm over it. No, it's because I just got back from the farm. I got back from the farm, so down there it's like a little bit more. I don't know, straight edge, I guess. No, not even straight edge. Just a little bit more rough. So I don't know. I don't know. It's cold out there. God damn it!
It is cold. Jeez Louise, it's cold. It's so warm here. We haven't had snow at all, and it's like Christmas is come and gone.
Raining.
Yeah. You got the new hat?
Yeah, I'm just trying to. In the picture, it looks crooked. I don't want to look. I don't want to look like one of those old people that wears their hat a little crooked to look younger. You know. That's the out of everything in life. That's the one thing I would not want. But I'm getting pretty like kind of. You know what? To be honest,
you got the graphic tees on.
I know that's pretty ridiculous. I'm kind of actually getting sick of the graphic tees, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think I might change it up. I think I might. I think I might buy something with a little bit of color. Maybe an off orange.
Do you like brown orange or like?
I don't know. I'm just making sillies. Anyway,
we should in the salmon direction.
We should talk about playing the artist.
Oh yeah.
Shall we?
I guess so. If we must.
Well, that's
why we're here.
Yeah, that's why we're here. Anyways, I finished the dice tower and I took all the models that I made in Saskatchewan and I got them ready for 3D printing. So now I just have 2 more models I have to make for the promotional stuff.
You got 2 more? Oh God.
Just 2. They're small ones. Just 2.
You keep finding more models to make.
Well, I remember that idea I was telling you about. I'll talk about it here, right? So what I want to do for my Kickstarter is I want to have every week I release a model for free on Thingiverse for the promotion of my Kickstarter. And how I want to promote this little thing, I want to make it like almost like a little calendar of 4 columns, and there'll be 4 models, just like silhouettes of models, and there'll just be question marks under it, and then there'll be a release date on top. And then I want to put that on Reddit. I want to put that on Thingiverse, and probably not Thingiverse, on Reddit. I want to put that on Instagram and my Twitter, and just put that out there to be like to get people excited and make them kind of have a urgency to be like, I don't want to miss out on these free mystery things. You know what I mean? And I will put an expiry date where it's like these are only available and as long as the Kickstarter runs. So once the Kickstarter's done, they're gone. So I want people to just, even if they're not backing it, I would, even the sheer fact of people watching it and being like, hey, let me go along the ride of this thing. This is kind of cool what he's doing. I want to see what he releases next. You know what I mean? So it's there was a tag. I finished that book I was reading, by the way, that I was always talking about. Was it All Marketing is Storytelling? And Seth Godin talks about some of his other books he made, and he said his one book is called what is it? Prize Inside? Free Prize Inside or something like that, right?
Are you sure that's what it's called? Let me just Google that just in case someone else. Because sometimes you quote things and it's the wrong title.
You said that. You said that with I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but
Free Prize Inside is what it's called.
Free Prize. What did I say? Free Prize Inside.
You said Free Pies Inside.
No, I didn't.
You said 3 pies inside. No, you said, I don't know what you said, but it wasn't this.
Free Prize.
Maybe I'll put a link to it in. You know what I'm gonna do?
I haven't read it. I haven't read the book, but just hearing that out loud, like when I was reading it, I said it out loud, and I was like thinking about, like if you have two cereals and they're exactly the same, like two cereals, right? Like Fruit Loops and there's Fruit Loops and there's what is it? Fruitios. You know Fruitios? It's like
Fruity-O's?
it's like the
Is that like the
off-brand.
Walmart one?
Yeah, it's like the well, no, it's like the off-brand one. Might be the Walmart one. I don't know,
Mm.
but it's like there's one called Fruitios. And I'm just thinking like,
I've never eaten a Fruity-O in my life, and I never will. How poor do you got to be? How down on your luck do you got to be eating Fruity-O's?
dude, cereal's expensive.
Is it? No,
Yeah, man.
I thought Fruit Loops was like one of the cheaper ones.
Nah, man, that's high end. What are you talking
It's
about?
just a donut with food coloring.
Pretty
and
much.
glaze.
But
All right.
anyways, when they said that, I was like thinking like the reason why they put that they used to have cereal to young people that ever listen to this. They used to have prizes in cereal boxes.
I mean,
that
they
was the
might
thing.
still.
No, they don't do it anymore.
You know what they probably have are like fucking codes you scan.
Exactly. Well, the thing is, like people, like stupid kids were getting hurt. Like kids would like get the prize out, and they'll like a piece would fall off, and they would choke on it and shit like that. So it was like too much of a detriment. Like they're like, this is too much risk to the Kellogg's, right? So we're just not going to go prizes. We'll just put barcodes on things for kids to Google.
I hated when like soda pop drinks when they started putting codes under the caps, like you screw them off.
Yeah.
You don't get a free drink right away. You can't just go and cash it in for another free.
That was another thing. When you were young, there was when you open up a drink, a soft drink, a pop, you would get a fork and then pry out. I could never do it with my hands. I would always have to pry it out.
Oh yeah, it's tricky. If you don't have like. If you've been like maintaining your fingernails like a normal human being, you're not getting those out.
Yeah, and you get out the little piece of plastic, and then it would say "try again" or "get a free drink," or they would have prizes. Like they would have events where it's like, Pepsi was the first to do that. By the way, Pepsi was the first people to do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The Pepsi Challenge, that's what it was called.
Well, yeah, the Pepsi ones, you have a big yellow cap on them, and you knew that there was like a prize in there, potentially, right? If it was Pepsi with a gray cap, it was just a regular Pepsi. But if it was a Pepsi with a bright yellow cap, those are the ones you screw off, and you got to...
bright blue ones. Do you remember the bright blue ones? But anyways...
maybe blue too,
Yeah, but anyways, I was thinking about this free prize inside. Like, I was just thinking of cereal boxes. And the reason why they put that in there is because, like, you're a kid and you'll point to the cereal like, "Mom, I want that cereal because it has the free prize inside." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, and the cereal might not even be that great. It might be worse than the other brands that are the same price. But the fact that there's something to be had that's free. And it's gonna cost you the same amount. Right there, people like I think what happens like for me anyways, because I used to love Fruit Loops as a kid, and Fruit Loops used to have prizes inside. And I think I told myself like Fruit Loops is dog shit, by the way. I hate Fruit Loops now. It's not that great. Probably because I ate it too much, but like a lot of cereals just dog shit.
True or false now? Have you ever eaten an entire box of Fruit Loops in one sitting?
Many times.
But Fruit Loops is dog shit. Okay, continue. Okay.
Yeah. There's better ones out there. But Fruit Loops is like the Doritos of cereal.
Doritos are great.
They're not that great. You always regret eating it after.
I mean, if you eat more than a bag a month, and I mean, they're so potent. They're so powerful.
Doesn't finish the bag. That's the thing. Who doesn't finish the bag? There you go.
There's lots of times there's like other bags of chips I just let go stale and I'm like, whatever.
Okay, I'm trying to get to my point here.
I spent a lot of time on free prize.
Anyways, this free prize thing, I think what happened in my little monkey brain when I was a kid, there was kind of like an association of like not like almost like a loyalty where it's like, these people, I trust these people because they put free prizes in their cereal boxes. You know what I mean? There was like almost like a little happy memory that was put in there. So every time I saw Fruit Loops, even if they didn't have prizes, I'd be like, Fruit Loops. Yeah, they're good people. You know,
Yeah.
they give stuff, and like I enjoy their cereal. You know what I mean? But even though
Mhm.
I wasn't going around tasting all the cereals, you know what I mean?
Oh man, it exposes how like just like greedy and impatient everybody is, because like you open the cereal box and the prize isn't right there. It's like in the bottom somewhere.
Yeah, it's in a
So
bag. It's in
do
a
you
little
wait a
bag.
couple weeks until you've gotten to the bottom of the cereal after eating it every day for breakfast, or do you take your chubby, sweaty little hand and you dig it into the box and get the toy like instantly and make a big mess of like Fruit Loops?
Well, you see, they started getting smarter, and what they would do is they would put the prize on the outside of the bag, and the
Oh
cereal
yeah,
inside, and they would put it at
yeah,
the
yeah.
bottom.
Because it used when I was doing it, you'd be pouring a cereal, and all of a sudden, one time a toy would come out too.
Yeah,
And you'd be
you're
like,
older than me,
oh,
so
yeah.
they smartened up. And they put it on the outside at the bottom.
I didn't ever eat it like by accident though.
Some
I
people.
feel like, I mean,
Well, no, it probably.
probably nobody. It was probably someone who wanted to sue someone else for whatever
Well, no,
reason.
this is what probably happened. It was probably the toy came out and the person had left it, and then on the table somewhere, and then a kid ran by and grabbed it and put it in his mouth and choked. That's probably what happened.
Yeah. Oh, because kids will put anything in their mouth.
Exactly. That's probably what happened. But anyways, but that's still fun. It's kind of like the gotcha games, where you like put the coin in and you turn the knob and you get the little random puzzle. You know what I mean? There's kind of a little fun element of like, what's it gonna be? And you're guaranteed something, right? But you don't know what it
Randomness
is.
is fun, man.
Yeah, randomness is fun. This won't be as random because it's like, it kind of shows what you're gonna get,
But
sort of.
yeah, you
But
see
there
what you
is
get.
there's a mystery to it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So
I guess, yeah.
I just
Well,
wanted
you're
to
getting a thing. It's a surprise, is what it is.
yeah,
It's
and
like,
it's
hey,
kind of like just like a little like thank you for taking the time to going to my page and just taking a look. You know what I mean? And
so how do you want? So how did I mean? Did you get to the point where you figure like you could incorporate a free prize into your Kickstarter or something? Or is that what these? I mean, you're already making these models, which are kind of like these Thingiverse models, which I don't know how much like you explained it, but like I mean, you explained it to me where every week somebody's getting you're releasing these free models from
yeah,
the campaign that
yeah,
anyone
and
can go and download
they'll
and
be
try out.
promoting my Kickstarter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are you
Really
gonna-
big, really big bold. That's like
Yeah.
Kickstarter, blah blah. The name of the Kickstarter, and then a nice render of the actual model and whatnot, and then after that, different pictures of
Yeah.
different models that you can get in the Kickstarter, and then the link and a little description and all that jazz. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cops are coming to get you.
Yeah.
They're gonna feed you Fruitios.
Yeah. Shit about Fruitios.
Anyways, yeah. So that's like one of the things I wanted to add in, and the reason why I wanted to add something in like that is I saw Rocket Pig Games. Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah. I don't remember which one they are, but it sounds so familiar.
Pretty legit. They're not pretty legit. They are very legit in the 3D printing world. And
they just sell STLs. They don't sell
straight up STLs. And
all right.
When they were promoting their last Kickstarter, I forget the name, but there was a lot of crazy monsters and crazy dragons and stuff. And they for pretty much, I don't know, it felt like the whole month they were releasing like one small little model per day. Like every day, they were just releasing a little tiny model, little tiny model, little tiny model, little tiny model, little tiny model. Oh man, that's their website. Their website's really dog shit. You should go to their Kickstarter that just finished. Maybe it's on here actually.
A link, yeah. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, that's probably this is the one. Anyways, they released like a new little tiny thing to download like every day, and it was like very like not random, but like very like, oh, this is just clearly a promotion for for their Kickstarter.
Look at this, $650 tier. That's crazy. 13 people were like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
Whoa, they got some whale tiers here.
Yeah, yeah.
11 backers paid $1,000.
Yeah, it's insane.
Wow, a lot of dragons though.
Yeah, dragons and different beasts and hydras and all that fun stuff.
Took me a long time to sculpt all this stuff.
Yeah,
are
but
these
like,
guys sculptors, or are they like purchasing models for people?
I think it's one dude. I really do think, or one gal.
Yeah. It looks like cohesive, consistent.
Yeah, yeah, it's very consistent. So it's either they have a tight team or
yeah, I doubt it.
But it's one person or something. But what was I gonna say? Anyways, they released a model out pretty much like every day of just like little tiny things. Like one was like a bellow, like one of those bellows that you use for like a furnace. You know what I mean? Like an old school bellow. One was like a little candelabra, you know, and like just little tiny things.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see what they were doing. They weren't doing this because they're like, the intent behind it wasn't, hey, here's these free models. It was just to get the word out, like this Kickstarter's going. You know what I mean?
Is this the add-on?
I guess so. I
mean, well, I know that this is like, it's got add-on in red here, but is this kind of what you're referring to, maybe?
No.
Oh.
No, you silly goose. It's not an add-on.
What's an add-on?
I don't know.
All right.
I guess an add-on it's probably in the tiers, I bet.
Bonus.
That's probably
there's all kinds of prizes inside of this one.
I know, it's fucking insane. 4K, 7K, 10K.
Yeah, I just can't bring myself to do the volume approach. You know, where it's like, okay, this is a pitchfork. Okay, done. You know, I don't know. Sorry, I should be more.
Yeah, you're kind of having too much fun looking at this, by the way.
Yeah, no, keep talking.
No, fuck you. Minimize this. Get back to the podcast.
Oh,
we're gonna talk about you and stuff.
Me?
Yeah, you. God damn it.
No, I like to just listen and comment on whatever you're saying about yourself.
And then tell me how to do it, and then don't do anything yourself.
Hey, I have a job.
I know you have a job, but that's no excuse to, you know.
Yeah, no excuse to what?
I don't know. Do what's necessary in something you have a little bit more desire in.
Hey, I've done a little bit of preparation for this week's podcast. By the way, speaking of shit I do and did, should do. I prepared a turnaround, a progress shot of my next model, if you're interested.
Okay.
And I wrote down like a few skills, spells, or maybe magic item ideas that we could talk about and refine and, I don't know, change or not change, or I don't know, just discuss.
Well, what are you going to do with it, though?
The skills?
All of that. Like, what's like, is this for like 3 different projects, or is this for like one project?
No, it's for one project. It's for one project.
Is this for cards or tiles or
not miniature? Tiles, no. So, yeah, like, you know, yeah, like I do a few different things. I do characters, I do items, and I do like some cartography map type stuff, right? Like dungeon stuff. And I feel like I've been trying to figure out which bus I should be on. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I've been hopping on all the buses, and I've, you know, gone for a ride around the block a few times. But
now you got to go to the next state, man. You got to go to
the next
province.
Yeah, I feel like the character, like the miniature, just making models of characters is the bus that I should be on. I feel like that's just it, pretty clearly. And that's the one I'm now sticking on. but I'm still looking out the window. No.
You got your finger on. You got your hands just touching the little cord to pull down for the bell to ring to stop. You're just like,
No. I'm not. I'm just like looking out the window and I'm thinking about the future. You know what I mean? That's why I haven't made any of these.
That might get you in trouble, though. That might get you in trouble.
Why?
Well, you might be, you might be focusing on.
Here's the thing. I have no control over what my brain thinks about. It just thinks about things.
That's true. But you can teach it to catch yourself. You know what I mean? You can catch yourself when you're kind of veering off.
When I'm sitting down, this is like, here's the thing. When I'm sitting down and doing the work, I'm on the bus and I'm doing bus work.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm out on the SkyTrain and I'm going somewhere or I'm killing time and I'm, writing down things, I can't be modeling a character at that time. So that's when I'm thinking about, like the dungeon, the items, and that sort of thing. So it's all just like preparation.
Do you write down all these ideas?
Yeah, I got them in my book.
Okay, well that's really good though to do that, right? Because if you don't write them
figure
down,
out a lot more. You think you got something figured out until you go to write it down, and then you realize you got more figuring out to do.
Yeah, and the thing you might write down, you might not revisit it for years, or you might not even think it's worth it. You might be like, you know what, maybe not.
Yeah, ideas, they feel like you've got such a grasp on them, and then 6 months goes by, and then it's like, what was that idea? Was it good? I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. If I'd written it down, I would know. So that's what I did. I've just been writing those skills down.
Okay.
And I want the skills. The goal here, the plan is when I because I'm starting to think about this Patreon thing. Because I think what I'm going to do is talk to work and clear it with work, and then dip my toe into Patreon as a start. I really want to do a Kickstarter, but I just don't think it's realistic until I'm done with EA. I don't think it's realistic, right?
Because you got to put a lot of work behind it, dude.
Yeah, and I've got to I think with Patreon, I can if I can get that going, there's a little bit of documentation that happens, but a lot of it is just kind of creating the work on a regular cadence, and it'll keep me honest and keep me on a bus.
I really think
so. I'll worry about the Kickstarter later.
I really think you should do the monthly thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do. I think I would like to do a monthly thing, but there's some months where I have a vacation and work, and there may be overtime as well. And I'm not in 100% control of my
your schedule
hours.
Okay.
So I'm in control of whether I go on vacation or not, obviously. But if there's some kind of alteration in the schedule at work, and we have to adapt to that, then I don't have much control over that, and that has to take precedent. So for that reason, I'll have to do the per release model ultimately. Although I feel like if I did have even though I'm just spending my spare time on this, I do think I could commit to I don't think it's totally unrealistic to do a monthly thing. I think it's safer if I don't. So anyway, so the skills and abilities I'm writing.
Okay.
I want there to be a tier in my Patreon, the highest one, to be where you're getting this character, but you're not just getting the STL. You're getting that character plus what magic items he has, and just other little. You get more than just. It's a
card form.
Plus. Probably in card form, because I've got the layout already, and
because that's a pretty interesting kind of idea there, where you could essentially have 3 tiers, maybe more, but 3 tiers where it's one is just for the STL file, one is just for the card, and one is for all 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you could do it, and then you could easily do that per release thing too. And the thing is, if you do the per release thing, and if you're kind of consistent on it, where you're hitting at least one per month, then you can kind of generate a little. I guess I'm talking on my ass here because I don't know, but it's like a proof of concept. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, yeah, I would say, like, would you be opposed to that, having 3 tiers like that?
No, that's what I was thinking as well. Like, pretty close to what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So so for example, the lowest tier you get, well, I don't know, like everybody has a $1 tier, but $1, I don't know, feels like a bit, maybe that's the tier where you just get the miniature and that's it, right? But that's a pretty cheap, but I guess it's your patrons.
No. This is what I think you should do. This is what I think you should do.
What should the lowest tier be? Just $1 for an STL?
I think
I feel like it's kind of undervaluing an STL.
Yeah. Get this.
Oh, I think I know. But you go ahead.
So maybe you can kind of do it more kind of like because what you would want people to get the card and like the digital file for the card and the digital file for the STL. You would want people to have that, to do that, to be a patron of that instead, because that would probably be a more high costing tier, right?
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Sorry, say that again.
Oh, for God's sakes! What are you picking at? You unwrapping gum? What are you doing?
I've got some change on my desk and it's shining.
What are you, a magpie? You're like, ooh, shiny. Anyways,
I'm not a magpie.
So the tier you would want your patrons to go for is the tier where they get both items, right? They get the card and the miniature.
Yeah.
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 And that would be
sure. Of course. I want people to ideally subscribe to like all the bullshit I'm making. The most bullshit I'm making. That's what I want people to have. That's why I'm doing it.
Okay. So you could do this by two different routes, I think. You could do by, so maybe your card is $2 when it gets released, and your STL file is $3. So so that's just for the model. That's $3 when you release it, right?
Yeah.
And then you can either go for a bundle or just make it higher. Or just make it $5, or you could make it like $4, so people save $1.
Yeah, I mean, before I get into, because there's that whole strategy where you have like X number of like just like an undercut tier where it's like,
yeah,
okay, you got your $5 tier that gives you the models plus the ability cards, whatever. But then you have this $4 tier that's like limited to 30 backers, and they get, the first 30 get a discount,
right there.
Right?
That's even better. That's even better.
It's everyone does it.
Yeah, that's
but
great.
Those are just added on. Once you've got your other tiers figured out, you just add those on.
That's true.
So
but I guess
that's not the problem I'm solving right now.
Yeah, we shouldn't even be talking. I shouldn't even bring up pricing. I guess it's more of a.
Yeah, that's a good thought. Like, just figure out the pricing later.
Yeah, because that's easy. Let me think here.
I'm looking at Pete's, Pete's Patreon, because he is, he's fucking the trendsetter here, if I'm honest. So
well,
he's
offering something completely different than you, though.
He is, but I think there's crossover. I mean, like,
but
it's digital files at the end of the day.
Are you just wondering what are you going to offer? Is that what you're wondering right now?
No, I'm not really wondering what I know what I want to offer.
So I think what you need to do, man, I think you need to like, because you have that one model, right?
Can I cut you off?
Yeah, cut me off.
Okay, because I just want to clarify what I want to give. Okay.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Let me screen share again. Stop screen. Oh, I have one already.
No, don't stop screen.
So I want to offer the model. Oh, so it's one of these things. Look at that. Fucking video doesn't work. Anyway, you've seen the model. Oh, jeez. None of these videos work.
Man, you suck.
Let's try this one.
Show a JPEG. Oh, there you go.
So, yeah,
beautiful.
You get the model. That's one item that you can get that can show up in a couple tiers.
And that's a cool ass model. That's a premium model.
The other thing is the illustration wallpaper situation. This is going to be like a bonus, free, like the extra juicy little toy inside the cereal box. This is the thing inside the cereal box that you can get as an add-on. That's like, a higher tier.
Okay.
But then I also have those skill cards, which I'd like to do that take a little bit of time. So
when you say skill cards, do you mean I don't understand what you mean by skill cards.
So right, like I guess I'm saying it that way because
is it a character card?
No, it's like I really want it to be like an item, like a magic item. That's what I'd like it to be, a magical item.
Well, then make it his staff.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it could be just his staff in a card form, and that'd be probably. Yeah, you're right. That's probably the best idea.
His staff or his mask. You know what I mean? Like anything that's on the character.
I think like it depends what kind of I don't know, just kind of idea I can come up with, right? If it better suits, if it's like, oh, he's a specter and he like shape shifts or something, maybe the mask is better. But if it's like sort of like shoots a ghost out of him, I don't know.
Yeah,
like
whatever the storyline you have, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I want to offer that as well as another kind of like.
Okay, that's three things.
Three things.
Okay, so
maybe I'll just stick to that for now.
Okay, so so that's great because you kind of hit all these like little desires you want, because like I'm that way where like I want to be creative and I want to do art and I also want to do something that involves game design. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you want to think about some design a little bit.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what you're trying to hit too. And I think what you just placed down there is that's great. That's super cool. You know what I mean? I think that's perfect. But what I'm talking about, even before that, I think you need to kind of remodel your Thingiverse and remodel, maybe not remodel, but maybe have a little bit more consistency on what you're offering or what you're showing on your Instagram or your Facebook. You know what I mean? Because when you look at your Facebook, it's like a lot of cool stuff, but it's a lot of like just fucking like all sorts of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that'll come now that I'm focusing on characters. I think it'll just be more focused. Okay. Because it's like that's just like whatever I'm making is what shows up there, right?
Okay. So like on your Thingiverse, you have that like little fireplace thing.
Yeah.
Like you might want to take that down, maybe. It's up to you. You're gonna just keep it up there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the thing is, like, when you're like if I was in your shoes, I would approach it so much differently, like than how I've been approaching it. Like me, it's been kind of like I've just been kind of like falling, and I've just been like grabbing onto everything, and hopefully I can like stick the landing. You know, that's what it's kind of feels like. And the way to do it, I think, is kind of like maybe build up a little differently, and then jump, and then you don't have to grab everything on the way down, and you kind of focus on the landing a little bit more. You know what I mean?
So what are you suggesting here? Like, are you suggesting that like if you have anything that doesn't exactly fit this brand that do you release it under like a separate?
No,
Like
no.
you make a separate account? Are you suggesting to just not do it and just like suppress any like inhibition to create something a little bit different? Do you just tell yourself, no, I'm not going to do this?
No,
what are you trying to say?
That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say, you can be creative and do different things, but the thing is like you need to show people you're on the fucking bus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you say, like, I'm going to be on the bus. It's like, okay, that's great. But everybody doesn't know what bus you're on, what color's the bus, how big's the bus, where the bus is going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, okay. So how about this? If you do this, and that's like your first thing you're offering on your Patreon or whatever, right? And you do a little promotion thing, like, hey, these are the things that are going to be like. Let's say you do a promotion for like 3 weeks or a month where you're like, hey, I'm going to open up a Patreon in 3 weeks and I'm going to be offering this, and you have some new renders and you have some new whatever, blah, 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 some little sneak peeks or whatever. And then next week you release like the card thing, and you like make the card, maybe make some cool promotions for the card, just like try to promote, get people kind of interested in this grand opening, as you would say, for this Patreon, right? And then once, like, let's say you get one patron, that's amazing. Somebody actually thinks you're worth the time and money for your card and your miniature and your cool background photo thing, or your cool photo thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's awesome. And then from there, you'll have to like essentially keep a consistency of kind of like doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I
think you need to boil it longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want you just to be like, okay, I put it out, boom, and then you'll be like, oh, nothing's really happening of it, and maybe I'll do this instead. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, man, you gotta let it cook a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I don't think I'll second guess myself, because the reason I have been.
The reason why I bring this up. Sorry to cut you off. The reason why I bring this up is because I've seen it happen to you many times, and this has happened to me many times. Like I'm not just talking like last year. I'm talking like years and years of just me jumping through hoops of like trying to do different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know just as well as me all the fucking shit I've done. So
yeah, you've had totally different, like, you haven't been doing this wargaming stuff for like super long, really.
Yes and no. This is the longest I've been on a personal project ever in my life. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's pretty ridiculous for me, anyways. But and so I just trying to look out for you, and I want you to do good.
Yeah, I know. I just like keep in mind that like there's people like Sam Flegel, who's like, his bread and butter is creating paintings, physical paintings that he sells. He gets commissioned for, and then he sells the original. But he'll also have a book project that's like, if his bus is the painting thing, these book projects are, they're an Uber off to the side, right? And those are things that he still commits to, that like don't feel out of place for him, and people are used to it,
You just said the key word there, not out of place. Like Sam Flegel, the guy from One Fantastic Week, if anybody else is listening to this,
yeah.
all his paintings, all his work, it revolves heavily around Viking mythology. You know what I mean? Nordic mythology, not Viking mythology. Nordic mythology, right? So when he gets commissioned to do a painting, it's in the vein of that. You know what I mean? And all his little side projects, all his other little things are kind of in the same vein. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So is Dungeons and Dragons not enough? Like, is that not enough of a? Like, to me, if Sam painted a Viking longboat or whatever, it's still a Viking Norse mythology thing, even though it's not a Viking per se. I don't think would that be too far of a venture away from what he's doing? Because that's kind of what I'm doing. Like if you take the wrapper and you exchange them, you're taking out Vikings and you're putting in D&D. Like everything I do is related to D&D. Like there's still that as a core theme, even though sometimes it's a tower and sometimes it's character.
It's role playing. That's
it's true.
It's more
not
even
that. Yeah, it's tabletop because you could play. I would, if I'm doing my job well, you can use it in Pathfinder as well.
Yeah, but who's to know? You can make your own little fucking world, right? Of like your tabletop, and you can call it Tiger Skull or whatever adventures. And it could be your own kind of like world and like different different I don't know, rules or whatever to your fantasy based tabletop RPG. I'm not sure if I understand what you're trying to explain with the boat analogy thing.
So what I'm saying is you're saying to me that my work feels all over the place, but it's not as if there isn't a consistent theme there. You know what I mean?
No, there is. What I'm just talking about is kind of like what you're trying to offer to your community that you're trying to make. You know what I mean? Like how you're trying to serve them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because are you trying to serve them on the maps? Are you trying to serve them on the characters? Trying to serve them on the cards? You're trying to serve there's all these trying to.
Here's where I'm at right
you know what I mean?
Here's what I'm doing. Maybe this analogy will help. I'm a chef. I'm opening a restaurant, but right now I don't know my menu. I don't know. I'm still cooking. I'm still I'm still deciding on the dishes.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have dessert. I'm gonna have beverages. I'm gonna have a breakfast menu. I'm gonna have a dinner menu. Okay. And I've spent the last couple years working on recipes, and I think my big here's the question, I guess, is it a barbecue joint? Is it a fast food restaurant? I don't think it's a fast food restaurant. If the goal is to become like the keg and steak is your thing, what's my steak, right? That's what I'm not sure yet. But you go to the keg and you can have pretty good lobster too there or whatever, right? That's the direction I'm going, and that's why I am offering more than just steak, like the character I just shared with you. That's my steak, and I'm going to continue to make those as my primary thing because I enjoy it and they get the most receptive. People seem to enjoy it more than anything else I share.
I agree with you. I think that's great what you're doing, but that's not what I'm. That's not what I'm talking about.
You go.
Okay. I guess there was some misunderstanding. What I'm talking about is just the consistency of what you're kind of putting out in, if you. Okay, so what I'm talking about, because you have this thing you want to do with this a future Kickstarter with the map and the little placement of the pieces, like the towers and stuff, which is really cool and they look great. And then you have your other things oh man, I really like these cards and it'd be really cool to make a physical deck and ship that out in the future. And then there's the tiles, and then there's the whole fucking the whole fucking story and stuff like that. You're this whole fucking story, and I'd like this to be one giant thing. And what I'm talking about is you can have all those things, and those are all different buses. I just want you to. I'm going back to the bus analogy. I just want you to hop on that one bus, which is what you were talking about, the card, the miniature, and then the cool poster thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to what I want for you, and I think you'll be really successful at it as well, is to stay on that bus for a substantial amount of time.
I agree, and I think that's why that makes the most sense to be a Patreon and not a Kickstarter.
I'm not talking about like all these cool little projects you have, because they're all wonderful and they're all great. And I'm sure they can be major successes too. I know they can, because the work is there. You know what I mean? Now you just gotta put the time in. The skill is there. You just gotta put the time in.
Mhm.
But all these little buses are just like inching a little bit ahead, and you won't really have anything to show for it. And anybody that's looking at you, they just see like a bunch of things like, okay, what the hell is going on? He got a couple of things, you know what I mean?
Hey, I know. I feel okay. This is where we're lining.
Okay.
Because you're right. I have like
you have
three or four projects that are all at about 25%, 50%, maybe less.
25%. Kidding.
Yeah, the closest one is, and it doesn't matter. Some are further along than others.
Yeah,
and some of them are probably like less than 5%. But I don't know. I mean, I've done enough to know whether I like doing it or not. You know what I mean? Because there's some things I did this year that I realized I don't need to do this. I don't need to do more of this.
Yeah. But I want to get to finishing this though. The reason why I'm harping on you staying on this one kind of trajectory, is you need people to see, and the people that will see you might be only a few people, but those people will know that what you're about. You know what I mean? Like, okay, he's doing this thing, and this is what he does. And when they can understand and know clearly what you're about and what you're doing at the moment of the post or of your Patreon, they will tell the story of what you're doing to themselves. And then when that happens, they've like believe something. And when people believe things, they like to share it with people. And they share with their family, they share with their friends, they share with their colleagues. And those are people you usually fucking trust, right? So they'll be like, huh, that's interesting. I'll take a look of what Jimbo said about Alex's Patreon. That's interesting. I'd like to take a look. And they take a look. And then that's another person that will, and if he subscribes, that'll be another person that will tell it to another 5 people. And then out of those 5, 2 people. And it's like, and then it just kind of spreads like that. Like that's the thing you want to hit. But you can only hit that if everybody else understands what the hell you're doing, right? Because it's really easy to be trapped in your own brain and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But anybody that sees your post on Instagram or sees your new model on Thingiverse or your new post on Reddit, they don't understand. They don't see all the stuff. You know what I mean? All the other stuff that's connected to your vision. You know, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, they're just seeing one post really out of context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unless you like write it down, like, hey, this is what I do, and this is what I'm gonna do, and here what I have to show. Why won't you please join me? You know what I mean? Like that's what you're trying to.
That's what you're saying.
That's what you're trying.
If you're making something in series, you got to also communicate like what the fact that you're doing that, because like I may have maybe I've made like a dozen towers at some point, and if I share one, like people just see it as one tower. It's like, okay,
that's true, but then you'll be like, oh, here's a cool card of a mask that has abilities. It's like, well, I thought you were doing this tower thing. Like, what am I looking at right now? You know what I mean? Like the tower, the cards, and like all these other things, they'll come. You just have to be patient. But to get to those dances, you got to do the 1-2 step first, you know, and then you can branch off to those different ideas along the way, once you get more of an audience. You know what I mean? Like that's the way I should have approached that way a little bit more, and I'm just kind of starting to like get that rhythm. You know what I mean? So that's how I think it. That's their initial. It's kind of like an arcade cabinet, right? So when you're playing an arcade cabinet, they're only like the purpose of an arcade cabinet is it wants to eat your dollars. It want to eat your quarters, right? So you have to make a game or show a game where it's like, hey, this is interesting. I'm having fun with this. I'm willing to put another dollar in, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you're playing the game and it does something completely different and it's a different game now, like you're playing Super Punch Out, right? And then now you're playing Excite Bike. You're like, what the fuck? I was just playing Super Punch Out. I don't want to play this now. It's a different game, right? So, but this is the thing though. You're an artist, right? You can go down different avenues. You're creative and you have those skills, but start doing that when the iron is hot. You know what I mean? Where like momentum's on your side. When you have a following, when you have an audience to like say, to like cordial to interact with, where you'd be like, hey, all you, Tiger Skull fans, like I want to do this cool card thing of like a pack of cards, and like, will you help me? And like people be like, yeah, that's really fucking cool. I want you to help with that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And me and you are not in the position right now to make those demands because we're not worthy yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a weird way.
Yeah, I hear you, man. It's just, I haven't even started yet. It's like
I know, but
it's a figuring out.
You
It's a
have
figuring
though.
out process.
We are, and you have, right? We're doing this podcast thing, and we're talking about our ideas, and we're bouncing them off, and we're trying to like make sure that we do good.
Anyway, yeah, I'm in agreement. I'm totally in agreement, and I feel like, yeah,
that's good. And I'm still gonna ride you. I'm still gonna like ask you like, hey man,
I know.
what's going on here?
I know.
And if I feel you're drifting off one end, and I ask a question and you can't answer it, it's like, But this is the thing though. I want you to do the same for me too. I want you, like, if I suggest something for my like future, and you're like, Antoine, I don't know about this, make sure you call me out on it and like poke at my ideas, like start poking holes in it and be like, okay, start patching them up. Let's see if this holds true. Like, what's your ideas? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And
you can, but I mean, it's like if the person has got to be receptive as well.
Yeah, I've been receptive.
Like one thing I would like for you to do.
Let's hear it.
Here. I think you should.
Dude, you already convinced me to do a video. So for my Kickstarter.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, which is great. I think it's good skills. I also think you should I think you should actually pay for advertising. I think you should actually do it.
Pay for advertising.
That's what I think.
You know what?
I think I spoke to Sam about it, and she thinks you should really have done that already by this point.
Take out advertisement for what though? For my Kickstarter?
Yeah, for your Kickstarter.
Okay, yeah, but I don't even have a Kickstarter page to advertise. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So
well, you don't need it. You can. All
only
you
way
need is a page that says "Coming soon to Kickstarter."
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But that's through Kickstarter. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you can advertise anything.
No, but you need a website. I don't have a website.
Well, make one.
Okay.
No, you have your Kickstarter page, right? You have a landing page.
No, because it's not up yet. It hasn't been approved. That can only happen when it's approved.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So maybe I should rush on and
Well, in all your posts, right? You make a post and you're like, "Come, this is going to be part of my Kickstarter," right? And then people are like, "I can't wait for your Kickstarter."
Yeah.
It's just like that, but you're paying for more exposure.
Yeah. No, I agree, because I've seen other. There's this one Kickstarter going on of these hot air balloons, like airships, like 3D printable airships.
Oh, that's cool.
For tabletop RPGs.
Are they like? Oh, I'll look it up.
Nah, so whatever.
All right.
Anyways, yeah, and the guy just started. An Instagram account, and he like started, and he had like 50, and then like a week passed by, and now he's over 200 followers, and he only has a couple posts. You know what I mean? So Yes, I'm totally convinced that I need to do. I have to spend a little bit of money in advertisement. I will. I will do that, but I need to finalize all the work for. Well, if I can get enough done for the Kickstarter page where I could get it approved, I could still. I don't have to launch it, right? I could still add on things. I could still fix things around and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I just need to get it approved. Okay.
Yeah, but the longer you wait, the less. Like if you
the less time I have.
If you promote the day before your Kickstarter, then it's like
that's pointless.
You're probably missing out on a little bit.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. So what I should do is I should try to get the Kickstarter approved, and then I can worry about some of the smaller stuff like other renders and stuff like that. And like writing and then fleshing out my description as well and all that jazz.
Yeah.
And then from there, that can be I can have a place to promote the page, and also what Kickstarter does is like if you have a post that's approved and it's not out yet, you can still follow it.
That's right. Yeah, that's where you want to be.
Yeah.
I think that's where you want to be right now. That's your next goal. I think get to that point. It's not live yet, but people can go and check it out.
Check it out and follow along more. Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree right there.
Cool. All right, let me show you my character. Unless you have something else you want to say. I just want to prove to you that I'm on this bus.
Okay. No, dude, I've seen your character. It's a dope fucking character.
Not that character, the other character.
Other character? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you willing to do creatures and stuff like that?
Sure.
Okay. You should. Never mind. I'll talk about it later. Other character. Oh, look at him! It's like a kind of like a what's it called? He's dressed like a executioner, but his stance is very what's it called again? Like a warlock.
He's like an undead spellcaster.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to think of abilities for his book. Like once you kill him, you're gonna get his book.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be able to like do spells with his book.
Do you think his fingers are a little small?
Actually, I just scaled his hands down. I thought they were too big.
Well, you're never gonna, well, that's the thing. Like with these
when
miniatures,
you print them, yeah, they might be. That's
you have to bulk them up a bit, dude. Like even the feet a bit too.
Yeah,
it sounds crazy, but that's you have to get those details.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I might do is, and I did this a little bit with the last one, was like the staff in the print is much larger than it was in the illustration. Like when I had the staff at the same scale, it looked so goofy, but it's so small in the print that you don't really see any detail at all. So I had to scale it up, and it doesn't seem weird when you see a little miniature of it.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, just because I enjoy doing like these illustrations so much, I think I might just do a pass at the end where I like once I feel like the design is done and the character is captured, then I'll start print testing it, and then that's when I'll start doing those kind of like tunings.
You might have to invest in a resin printer.
Yeah, it would be nice, right?
Well, where would you put it though?
In my butt. I don't know. In the closet. You need a vent. You need like a ventilation system, don't you?
Yeah. You would have to like put like a little like I don't know, like a little tent thing around it and have a good ventilation connected to it outside of the window.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My windows aren't really, they're like giant, it's like a giant sliding patio door. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's not like I have a little window I can just like slot up.
Yeah.
But I wonder if you could just have your printer on on the balcony.
No.
Yeah.
It's electronic, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put an umbrella on it, though.
Put an umbrella on it. You would have to get a super waterproof tent.
Yeah.
That's insane. I don't know if you could do that. I don't know. You'll have to figure it out somehow.
Be cool to have one though, and they're getting pretty cheap. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't know how I would ventilate right now. Yeah. Are you thinking about getting one?
Right now, no, but I definitely are gonna have to get one in the future because I want to start doing creature stuff in the future, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So to I don't know, it's fucking cool, and I wouldn't see why not because I think I have good ideas, and it also I don't know, I can make cool fucking shit. I always wanted to make cool fucking shit, so.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you want to make a character, why not?
Yeah. Also, I'm going to your house for New Year's, but I'm also going to Kevin's for New Year's, and I hope Damon is there. Damon's a big D&D nerd, and I want to shoot some. Yeah, he's a DM. He's a dungeon master, and I want to shoot some ideas and some stuff that have been bouncing around my head, and I want to get his opinion on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's good to have a really enthusiastic DM friend for sure.
Yeah.
Because those guys know the rules inside and out, and they're
not just that, but they also if you
ideas.
if you pass something through them, they could know it's been done before, or if they've seen it before, or
yeah,
if it's something that's actually feasible, or kind of thing.
Totally.
But yeah, no, we talked about a lot. This is good. We talked about a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Well, we had to make up for lost week there.
Wow, only 7 minutes more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah,
I'm on the bus now.
You're on the bus.
I want you to believe me. And if I come off the bus, then you can.
I'm
sure you will.
You know how you can. I can.
No.
You know how I can believe you is you got to just show it. You just got to do it, dude.
I know. All right. Well,
yeah, and I got
we'll talk about skills and abilities if we run out of shit. Sometimes we run out of shit to say.
Should have said. No. Wait, skills and abilities. What are you talking about? Skills and abilities for?
Yeah, I got a whole book of. I prepared a whole list of abilities.
Abilities for what?
For items to have.
Oh,
magic items.
Well, you shouldn't even worry about that right now, man.
No, I'm worrying about it. I'm worrying about it big time.
Worry about making the Patreon and promoting this Patreon page. Right?
I gotta get it. I have to get it approved.
There you go. Do that first, and I guess for me, I just gotta
I'll just twiddle my thumbs.
Me, I gotta get that video done. Get that video done, and get approved from Kickstarter. Get approved so I can launch it. Yeah. So that's a thing. So that's about it. Okay, so we both have our little homeworks for 2020.
Yeah. Do you ever sketch?
Huh?
You ever sketch in a sketchbook?
Not in a long time. Why?
I'm just
That's
wondering.
Not true. I do doodles and stuff of certain ideas where I'm like, will this work or whatever?
Yeah. Because if you came to me and said, "Hey, I made a doodle in my sketchbook," I wouldn't say, "Quit wasting your time on doodling and work on your Kickstarter page."
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? There's there's a certain amount of time for sketching and doodling and just
Yeah, of course. We've already talked about it.
All right.
We're saying if you have ideas, write them down or draw them in a little sketchbook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you might revisit them. I'm not saying your other ideas aren't valid or anything like that. I'm just saying.
I'm just trying to figure it out.
Oh my God, are we redoing this again?
I'm trying to figure you out.
You're trying to figure me out? Well, no, but I already said it. Like, we don't have the audience or the opportunity to strave off the path anytime we want, really. You know what I mean? Because we got to show that we're worthy of other things. You know what I mean? We got to show that we're worthy of something. Therefore, people will give us a chance to do something else. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Sound like your dad.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Don't do that. Don't fucking do that. I got a whole bunch of shit I got to write in my book about my parents, actually.
That's a waste of time. Just focus on your Kickstarter.
It's for my mental health, so...
well, there you fucking go.
Where you all pissy?
I don't know. It's the morning time. I'm out of coffee.
Okay. I didn't have coffee.
No, there's still some coffee in here.
Anyways, I think we should wrap this up. We've just been bickering.
I'm out of coffee. Man, we're done.
And I feel if we stay any longer, you'll convince yourself to do something else.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, then. Well, I'll see you tonight, buddy.
Yeah, when you're done at Kevin's house.
Oh, shut up. Don't be like that.
No, it's fine. I don't care. I wish I could go to Kevin's house. I haven't been to his place yet.
Yeah, it's true. Anyways, okay, I'm going to wrap this up. Okay, thanks for joining another episode of Playing the Artist. We're a weekly show that we do every Tuesday, usually at 7, but today we did it at 8 because Alex is a little sleepy peepee.
Hey, yesterday I was like, how about 7? And then it was silence. And I was like,
I was taking a shower. I was taking a shower. I can't be at my phone 24/7.
As soon as I pitched 8 o'clock, you were like, okay, 8 o'clock.
No, because that was the last text you gave me, all right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, my God. You're unbelievable.
Because you said something like,
I always reply, I did not say that. Are you sure?
Yeah, it says right here.
Oh, my God. Anyways, we're a weekly web show. We do it every Tuesday, and we hit for 7 o'clock, usually. On Tuesdays, Pacific time. And if you want to help out the show, you can subscribe and hit the little bell icon to be reminded 7 o'clock in the morning that we're live. Or you can watch us later as a normal human being would. And plugs. Alex, where can we find you?
It's in the description. I'm just kidding. On Facebook, Tiger Skull RPG. Same name on Instagram as well. Facebook is the place to go. That's where like most of my engagement seems to happen. There's other people there. I'd like to see you there. That's about it. There's also a Thingiverse link you can click on in the description. I've got a few models that don't make any sense on there, but give them a shot anyways. Antoine,
you can follow me on Instagram at Forbidden Prints. That's Forbidden_Prints, like a printer.
Yeah.
And also on Thingiverse, which is just Forbidden Prints, one word. And I got a bunch of models down there that you can test out and print for your 3D printer if you have one. And if you want to follow me on the Tweeties, I'm trying to be more active on there. This Forbidden Prints, one word. Or you can visit my art station with my old work I used to do in the video game industry, which is right down here. If you just go on art station, just write that down there. Anyways, Alex, thanks for coming by today and chatting with me. And we'll see you next Tuesday in 2020. See ya.
Can't wait. Ciao.
Kiss. Bye.